Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. I am in Corona del Mar, California at Sherman Gardens. It's just a beautiful spot. They've got a beautiful restaurant. It's an event center. They've got all these different cool things to look at. But man, there's so much to talk about. And you know what? When people think they own something, you really don't own anything. Never pay anything off. Never pay your house off. Never pay anything off. And one thing that we're seeing right now is crazy things with real estate. Before I get into it, please take a second and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget we've got a Patreon account for more exclusive content, and follow us on all the social media accounts and sign up for the email list. Now, Laura, a subscriber from Connecticut, sent me a great story. And it's a sad story because I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. The mayor of her town, Pete Hess, sends a letter to everybody that says, hey, listen, we've decided to reevaluate all the property inside of the city, and we've given it new values. And we've seen substantial increases in residential properties. Houses have gone up 50%. Commercial buildings have gone up over 20%. Apartment buildings have gone up over 72%. It's time to pay your fair share. Huh? Okay, well, that seems crazy. Laura lives in a house that's basically 100 years old. By the way, check this place out. All these little walkways and cool places. You can have weddings here. The last time I was at this place, there was a movie premiere for Glass Onion. We came here for Glass Onion, and they had the big party here, and then we walked up the street to the Port Theater where we had the party for iAllegedly. But Laura gets this letter, and I'm going to show you guys the letter right here. But this is insane, guys, because think about this. With all these dramatic price increases, you need to pay your fair share. The city is not doing well, and you're about to pay for this. This is a travesty. This is absolutely unbelievable. Laura's 100-year-old house, think about what I'm telling you, okay? Her property taxes are going to go up $35,000 a year, an additional payment of $35,000. Guys, that's insane. It is absolutely preposterous that she has to inflict that. So, you know, all these cool little places to sit and hang out. So you can call the city and you can have like a protest and a reevaluation, and they will schedule a time with you. This little house with all the cool Santa letters and everything here. Okay, and were you guys good, or were you guys on the naughty list? Okay, just a beautiful spot. So let's have a seat for a second. So guys, think about this. They will then let Laura know, hey, we'll give you 15 minutes to explain your case, and you can say if this is fair or not. This is not fair, guys. Now think about this. In hell, California, California, the worst place in the world, Leftistville, all the stuff that you guys send me. Our property taxes, there was a thing that Howard Jarvis did in the 70s called Prop 13, which at the time limited property taxes to 1% of a house. And it was great, but you know, you get houses that go up in value, and they go up an extreme amount of value. And I've had, for some reason, I've had a lot of people write me over the course of the last week and say, Dan, what happens when the property taxes go up and shoot up right now? What do we do when we're paying higher property taxes? Now here in California, basically it's 1.2%. They've added shenanigans, and people have voted for different things throughout, you know, the last few decades that have been added to this list. And there are some cities have this thing called mellow roofs, where you pay you buy a house there, you get extra 1% added onto your property taxes to pay for roads and schools and all that stuff. And the lottery, that was supposed to pay for all this stuff, pay for the schools. It doesn't. It just goes into the general fund now. And it gets ridiculous with all this stuff, guys. It gets to the point that it's not fair and it's not realistic. But the property taxes, the problem is, what happens when values go up to here and they go down to here? Well, let me tell you what happens. They take their sweet time, baby. They are quick to raise the price, they are quick to charge you more, but they are ever so slow to lower your property taxes. I know people that have said to me, it's not worth the fight, Dan. Well, wait a second. Your house went up $400,000 and then dropped, okay? And it took 4 years to get that, level to where your property taxes got lowered. Isn't that worth phone calls? Isn't that worth letters? Isn't that worth hiring an attorney if your house dropped that much? Who knows? Poor Laura, though, because Naugatuck, and hopefully I'm pronouncing the city name right, in Connecticut, but good old Pete Hess, I don't even like this guy. I don't know what he looks like. I just know the type of individual telling you how lucky you are to live in the city with this guy and the benefits that he has in this cities, you're taking advantage of, okay? See, to me, that's kind of an East Coast type thing, like, you're lucky. Yeah, and now you're gonna pay your fair share. Read that letter, okay? It's insane, guys. The letter is absolutely nuts, and it's insane that people would go out and they would write this and they would charge people like this. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, because this is happening all over the place. And the next thing is you're starting to see things completely get destroyed, and you're starting to see commercial projects get canceled. I'll give you a good example of one from The Real Deal, which is a big real estate site that covers basically all the United States. And that is a place called the Carousel Mall, which is absolutely hell, okay? It's in a place called San Bernardino, California. And if you ever go there, the nicest thing in that city will be you, okay? Because it's a dump. And it's been a dump since I was a child. It's been a mess. And I don't know, maybe it's the crystal meth capital of the world, but it's not, it's a mess. The Carousel Mall was one of the first malls that ever opened, and it had 56 different stores inside it. It was a big time mall, but it never made it because it was such a low-end community in the Inland Empire that it just never made money out there. Well, the Renaissance company was going to build 3,500 homes there. And you know what happened? We ran out of money, guys. We don't have the money to do this. And we don't see the economic conditions improving anytime soon that we would want to build 3,500 units here. This is the beginning of the end of commercial real estate, commercial projects, live use. They were going to have lakes, they were going to have water features, all the shenanigans there that they were going to have at the Carousel Mall. And now the people that live here in Southern California, they're like, oh my gosh, I've driven by that dump 1,000 times. And it's just an absolute disaster out there. So with that being said, they're not building this stuff. John Valdivia is the mayor out there. John steps forward and says, listen, the city council is not going to tolerate this. What we're going to do is they raised $8 million to rip the building down because the building caught on fire because homeless people were living there, and it was like out of the movie Gone Girl, where you go into the mall and it was the Loser Festival inside the mall. So they had a massive fire a while ago and people were living there. Crazy, huh? Okay, so this is the beginning of the end. The half-point raise yesterday was no big deal. Everybody knew it was going to happen. And you can talk about how great the economy is, but man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Any real estate people that I talk to that know what they're doing tell me the same thing. There's an epic land shift. There is an epic change right now in the cities, that the municipalities that had tax dollars like Naugatuck, they're going to fleece Laura is what they're going to do. And they're going to take advantage of her. And thank God I have smart and brilliant subscribers sending me stuff like this, because, this is tragic and this is horrible. Her 100-year-old house, $35,000 more a year. Now, the letter states, listen, you guys need to pay your fair share. Some people are going to be happy, some people are going to be unhappy. The problem with this is that you buy houses and people talk about, hey, Naugatuck's, it's in Connecticut, but it's in an expensive place to live and it's going to be great. Now, it's probably a high-end community and I don't know it to save my life. But my point is that these arguments about how inexpensive things are and you have to pay your fair share, it's not. And her 100-year-old house is worth a lot less than other places are. So she gets to look at how am I going to afford $35,000 extra a year, guys? Think about that. It's $3,000 a month, guys, for her to live in the house that she lived in 6 months ago for the same price. Maybe it's paid off. It's never paid off. Remember that. So Let me know what you guys think about this, because it's terrible. Send this stuff to me. And again, hell, California, at least we've got some stabilization, okay? Some stabilization. The problem with this, and the problem with Naugatuck, is that you're going to start to see the decline of cities. Dave, friend of mine and subscriber, goes to the car wash yesterday. Goes to the car wash and says, Dan, you won't believe this. 2 cars in line at the car wash. Now you can sit there and say, hey, it rained the day before, and maybe that's the reason for that. But hey, has it been busy? It hasn't been busy for weeks. It's just down. Everything's down. He goes inside and there was a sandwich shop, or a juice bar in there where they made juices and stuff while you waited for your car. And Dave's like, hey, are they going to reopen? No, reopening soon is what it said. There's no, the guy hadn't paid rent in months to us, so we had to kick him out. So that's the shape of thing. Now the juice bar's not paying rent. Who else is not paying rent right now, guys? I had a meeting this morning and had to go. And my favorite restaurant was closed because they're on vacation. The whole family went on vacation, which is great. But with that being said, I had to go eat someplace else, and the food was horrible. The service was horrible. It was absolutely terrible. So that's the shape of things. And this place, I would never go back there. I won't bag on it or anything like that, because they probably haven't paid their rent in God knows when. Since God knows when. Anyways, guys, share your thoughts on all this stuff. Are you getting hit with the property taxes? And again, all the people that have asked me this question, let me explain it to you. You have to pay the higher property taxes. It's going to take forever for it to get reassessed to a lower level. Once you start to see the decline, it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease type of thing. You need to be on top of this right away if you see a property decrease. But poor old people in Naugatuck, they're fleecing these people. They're ripping them off, and they're charging them too much to live in that city for a home that's 100 years old. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, oh, you don't know. I'm the mayor of another city, Dan. You have no idea how much it costs to run a city. No, you have no idea what it's like to run a business, okay? All you do is click with the flick of a pen. You guys are going to charge people more property taxes. It's outrageous, and it's criminal, and Laura shouldn't have to pay this. So, again, here's the letter one more time, guys. Take a look at it, because it's unbelievable. But the way that this is worded is it's time to pay your fair share. Remember, guys, people can get voted out. You have to believe that. And Petey may be the greatest guy in the world, but this is terrible. And there's going to be elderly people that don't have family. The one thing I've learned about my girlfriend, having her be as sick as she is, there are people that don't have anybody. These caregivers and all the people I've hired to help her, man, oh man, there are people out there that have nobody to help them. So, share your thoughts on this stuff. Yes, is this a rant? Yes. But Laura's right. This is absolutely outrageous. So you're going to see more and more things like this go out of business. You're going to see more and more businesses go out of business, but you're going to see more and more retail and commercial projects canceled overnight. Done. That's it. Tell me I'm wrong. This place is really pretty at night. Everybody's told me to come film here at night, and I will have to do that because you can just see how stunning it is. Just nice. Plus, they've got free candy canes, so that's cool. Reindeer of the month is Blitzen. Guys, everything that I talk about is either from personal experience, a story that gets sent to me, or a news story that I get, or something a subscriber sends me that I verify. And one thing that I get an absolute kick out of is I'm getting stuff now that is like so insane and so crazy. It's like, is this real? Now, think about this. There's a banking group that just awarded the best-in-class service to Wells Fargo. They've just been leaders as far as service in over the last few years, and they deserve this award. I'm telling you, this is like your grandmother giving you this award, saying that you've done a great job, and you know, you didn't make the baseball team, but you'll do it next year. And you know, Wells Fargo, guys. Okay. Now the next one is there are insurance requirements for cars, and the insurance industry, which I did not know this, but I had an insurance agent tell me this, that they do evaluations on cars and safety because of two things. Number one, cars are getting older and older and older. People are keeping their cars longer. Why? Because they have no money and they can't afford new car financing. So what do? You keep the jalopy as long as you can. Now, with that being said, the crazy thing is people are keeping cars longer than ever. Cars are older longer than ever. I'll check this place out. This at night would be all psychedelic and everything. So people are keeping the cars longer. And the crazy thing about this is that the insurance industry is saying that there are SUVs that don't meet the minimum safety requirements for cars, and people should reevaluate owning these SUVs, and the majority of them are Fords right now. That is unbelievable, guys. You know, I definitely got to come back here at night, because this is definitely, look at this. So all this stuff with the blue lights obviously would look very cool at night, but the crazy thing is with these SUVs, you know, what's unsafe? Turnovers, rollovers. You guys remember the Suzuki Samurai, that little box thing? And there's a firefighter that lives near my girlfriend, and he's got one. And I always think about how unsafe that car was, because they did those road tests and they would do a quick turn and the car would roll over like that. Remember that? It was like out of a movie. Anyways, that's what they're saying about these Ford SUVs right now, is that they're completely unsafe and that they need to be reevaluated for the service and for the insurance industry. Who knew, guys? So, does anybody have a Suzuki Samurai? Does anybody remember that? Remember, you know, Ralph Nader with all the unsafe cars and everything like that nobody wants to talk about right now, but all that stuff is out there right now. And are there less and less, you know, Corvairs on the road? Of course. But the Ford SUVs, they're out there, guys. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. This would be really cool at night, because again, this would all light up. I'll get a better shot of this for you guys too real quick. Here's a few stories for you that will get some people upset. In the UK, they have not built one of these in decades, and they have to now because of the energy problem. And they're going to build a coal plant in the UK because wind doesn't work, solar doesn't work, and sun's not shining like it is out here right now. It is overcast, and they need to burn coal. The environmentalists are freaking out right now because, you know, they're just against it, you know? So they were gonna write a strongly worded letter, but they couldn't send email because they ran out of electricity. So they had to do it with pen and paper. So there's that. Next thing is, here in California, there's gonna be more environmental rules when it comes to diesel trucks. It's going to basically take the single driver and the small company. They will not be able to afford these upgrades with trucking, and with what's going to have to do to eliminate the emissions, that it's going to put people out of business. Bravo, guys. Good job. So it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for these people that are individual, private, you know, one-offs and small companies when it comes to trucking. Just cannot compete, and it's a real problem. Next thing is with this FTX thing. Now, isn't it kind of funny that this guy got arrested right before he was supposed to testify, because this guy, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried, just would sit there and ramble and just roll his mouth about everything, and the guy never should have spoken to anybody, ever, 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 ever. But this place was never a business. It was never legitimate in any way, shape, or form. And you're going to show that these people are basically, they should all be going to prison right now. And the politicians that took the money, it'll be interesting to see. Some may give it back, okay? Yeah, I'll believe that, okay? And they're going to lower your property taxes too when the house goes down in price, and the politicians are going to give those donations back, okay? I'll wait for both of those. Now, Elizabeth Warren and John Marshall, two senators, they have a new bill that they want to propose, and that is the Anti-Money Laundering Crypto Act. So what this is this is designed to verify cryptocurrency, to make sure that you're not doing anything illegal or, or doing any money laundering. And again, more regulation. I was watching Charles Payne on Fox Business News, and he was talking about, wait a second, we've been, going after felons and fraudsters for 200 years. Why do we need this? Why is it now that this has to be done? Well, guys, you people that have been in the crypto space, and guys, I should go through the hundreds of people that have written me and told me how stupid I am and how nobody's ever going to find them. They're going to find you. You're going to be paying taxes on this, and you're going to be paying those penalties. And if you've made millions of dollars, you're in deep, deep trouble. Deep trouble. So they're coming after you guys. But Elizabeth Warren and John Marshall, whether they pull this off or not, Payne said that this is ridiculous, that we've tried these people, we just need regulation. You need to stop businesses like this that are ripping people off and fleecing people. We don't need laws for this stuff, because what's going to happen is more, scrutiny, more going through your bank accounts, more going through you justifying where your money came from. Now, the digital token, I've had two people call me on the way out to film today that they're starting the digital dollar, and they're doing the test right now. And again, this is to keep track of everything you're spending, guys. It's not designed for anything other than Big Brother, with his, hand around your neck, guys. Okay, let's just put it that way. Okay, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. A lot of people walking around, and I had to move away from some of this. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this place and about all this news. And do you have faith in Elizabeth Warren and John Marshall? Go team, go. Let me know. There is a $25,000 grant for small business owners that anybody can apply for. It's not limited to women only, minority only. It's basically everybody. It's through Hello Alice. The link will be below. And I always suggest people, you fill these things out, because I've had people get a tremendous amount of money with grants, and someone's got to get this money. So take advantage of that. Now, we're starting to see some great things happen with the FTX scandal. It looks like his parents pulled some antics. By the way, his parents are both attorneys, and it looks like they pulled some shenanigans with his court hearing. And it looks like Carolyn Ellison, where's she at? It looks like she may have rolled over on little scammy Bankman-Fried. So we'll get more of that. Now, there's a guy who's an ex-Tom Brady fan. The reason why I say ex is because he put $30,000 into FTX and lost his money, and now he's suing Tom Brady directly because he lost 30G, okay? So you're gonna see more and more and more of this stuff, guys. It's just a matter of time. So, share your thoughts on that. Final thing is, there is a company that has developed a bot program that will argue your bills for you. And they will contact customer service, and they will let them know if, hey, this is outrageous. And it's pretty fascinating, because they make these intelligible arguments through artificial intelligence that you shouldn't be paying this bill. And the company is called Do Not Pay, which is great. So Do Not Pay will argue your bills for you and get people deals. Now, people were at Cox Communication, and this guy saved somebody $153 already. So they're bragging about that stuff. Would you use AI? And this is the thing. I hate contacting companies through chat because I'm like, are you human? Answer the question. You know, I'm here to serve you, sir. No, well, then you're not human, okay? And then I use profanity and I go off. And, you know, any human being would end the conversation. So that's just me, okay? You can share your thoughts on how you deal with that. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember the plant that ate everybody? Little Shop of Horrors? I think that's what that's supposed to be. Like button, subscribe, you know, follow us on all the social media places. Plus, don't forget the email list. We got an email going out at the end of the week. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.